In 1987, my husband and I became house parents. A couple months into it, we were trained in the teaching family model, and it was an absolute game changer. It's got over 50 years of research, it's evidence-based, it's trauma-informed. It's really the best thing that you can do to work with kids and families. So the teaching family model allows kids and their families to learn the skills they need to be successful, both now and in the future, and also improves the ability of staff to do their jobs and do it in a way that is impactful and positive for the students. Knowing what to do when you go in, knowing the words to say, knowing how to respond to a specific situation, knowing whether as simple as a behavior should be really reinforced or whether or not something should be taught in that moment, because society doesn't see the kids the same way as we do. They need to learn, one, that they have choice, they're not victims, they can be empowered, and two, they need to learn that their behaviors have consequences, because that never changes. So students typically love the teaching family model because they feel a sense of control, which is important to many of them. You know, as someone who was a newbie, who lived it, who was there in the weeds with the kids 24/7, 365, that while it's a little bit intimidating for some, and it can be a little nerve-wracking, it is so worth it, and it's so worth the work. Jeff and I worked at an agency that had kids from all over the country, and we had a young man who came off an airplane in shackles. And he was angry. Who could blame him? Frustrated, far away from home. We worked with this young man through his anger. Fast forward to this young man now 2 years later playing basketball, and it was family night, and of course, who does he have for family but his brothers in the group home and us. And he walked up the bleachers and asked if he could carry our son out onto the floor with him when he was introduced, and see him carrying our 2-year-old out there with him with this big grin on his face was a life-changing moment for us, and I think for him. And that's what the model does. I mean, it seals the deal, and it changes lives. So this just isn't about learning it and then being done with it. This is about learning it and fine-tuning it and growing. So staff feeling confident, staff knowing what they're supposed to do, showing up every day, being a part of a team that works on behalf of the kids in a family-style setting. That mixture of head and heart will make this agency and all of its programs just that much stronger, from the staff all the way through the kids and the families.